I'm in the squeaky chair. It's not quite 10 o'clock yet, so I'm going to let other people come in. By the way, this is my actual face. Welcome to me with no makeup. Uh-oh, hang on. Excuse me, Cherry Blossom. Cherry Blossom's in here begging to get fed. Hey, Brittany. Hey, Zadel. I didn't tag you in today's post because I didn't know how interested you were in watching me do my makeup. But I'm so glad you're here. So, yeah, this is my actual face. These are my real brows. Here's what my eyes actually look like. But we're going to put some makeup on it in just a minute. What is it? 9:58. I'm not sure how this is going to work. Just like everything else I do. I'm not sure if this is going to work. Your hair is red, Brittany, and Kelly's here. Hey, Kelly, I didn't know if you were like a makeup person at all, but I thought like, hey, why not? Let me adjust my lighting here while we're waiting on it to be 10 o'clock. Today, I'm going to show you guys what I do when I go to the barn. Now, where I live is a subtropical climate, and so it's hot 10 months out of the year, and you can melt your whole face off if you don't. If you just like put makeup on and go to the barn, you're going to be sad. So is it 10 yet? I don't know. Maybe I should go ahead and do the hi. How are you? If you're watching and you're new, hi, I am Michelle from Unicorn and Centaur. This is my YouTube channel. Please subscribe. I think this is the first time I've been on. Is this the first time I've been on my channel without makeup on? It feels so weird. I'm looking at my face and I'm like, you can see all my sun damage. All my sunspots. So we're doing Cherry Blossom. Thank you for the butt shot. Nice. There you go. Today we're going to play with makeup. I don't wear makeup every day. I don't. But I like to because it's fun. It's really, I love you. Because it's like painting on your face and then you get to do it again like every day. So I think that's really cool. And there are two specific looks that I do when I do my unicorn videos and when I do my centaur videos. So on one eye tonight, I'm going to do my colorful unicorn look with the teal and the purple. So if you're like, oh, I love makeup, but I don't know how to do a colorful look, we're going to do that on this side. And then on this side, we're going to do like a really smoky eye. My centaur makeup, I try to make that look a little more badass, like, you know, like I'm a tough chick or whatever. I don't know. That sounds so cringy. That's what Liam is always telling me that I'm cringy. So, but that one's going to be like more of a smoky eye. So by the end of it, I should look super weird, but I'm also going to do my face routine, which is not that much. I don't know if this is going to take up the whole hour, to be honest. So hang on. I'm not into the chat yet. Aw, Hannah, you're super tired. We're doing makeup tonight. I don't know. This is like barn ready makeup. Right, because sometimes I wear makeup to the barn because I know I want to take pictures for Instagram and I want to kind of look cute on the internet. Oh, Zadel, what's your news? I'm just looking at that. Hannah, I'm sorry you're here to say hi and bye. I'm so glad you popped in, though. You know I love you. Getting an anvil soon, probably making a forge, so I'll be able to make horseshoes hoof picks. Oh, that's so cool. Autism Centaur, hello. And Brittany, the chilling adventures of Sabrina, huh? Interesting, very interesting. So if you're in the chat, welcome to my face. And I'm going to show you guys what I do. We've got all my tools here. I have all my makeup brushes. And if you're in the chat and you have zero money or you're on a budget, don't panic. I got these cool makeup brushes from the Unicorn Horn makeup brushes from my mom one Christmas. And then Wet n Wild is like a drugstore brand. You can find it at Walmart, at Walgreens, CVS, Target. They sell makeup brushes for like $1 each. So you don't have to buy the $15 makeup brushes or whatever. And so here's my little collection. And my tweezers for my menopause mustache and any errant chin hairs. It happens. And then here's the thing I found at the dollar store to switch colors between brushes. Like if you use a brush and you want to use another color, you just swirl it around on the little spongy dude. So, and if you are a huge makeup geek, you will die. These are all the eyeshadow palettes I own. This is it. This is my eyeshadow collection. So I know people who have drawers and drawers and drawers of stuff, but I'm kind of a minimalist. And so I don't have a lot of stuff. And I'm probably going to be working from these two palettes tonight. I know this is my Unicorn palette where I do my colorful look. And then I don't know if I want to do this one or another. Let me see. Now, this is not like my waterproof summer makeup look. I'm going to be using powder shadows, which in the heat of summer here in Savannah, Georgia, will melt right off my face, no matter what setting spray I use, no matter what primer I use, no. So I have to use my waterproof makeup in the heat of summer, which is, where's that stuff? Which I use. These are Revlon shadows, and they're cream shadows. And I did a video where I showed 3 different looks using these. So they're like waterproof, sweat-proof makeup looks. And then I use like this one as a highlighter, you know. Anyway, and then these, when I do wear foundation, I use this is the one that looks like a butt plug. These are like makeup sponges to apply your makeup. All right. So we should go ahead and get started. I don't wear makeup anymore. Mascara and eyeliner, that's cool. Oh, and yes, Zadel, please keep me up to date on everything. So first of all, the first thing I do is sunscreen, and I use the e.l.f. Beauty Primer for the Beauty Shield SPF 50. I am allergic to chemical sunscreens, and so I can only use titanium dioxide or zinc oxide. Now, this says universal tint. But when I get a little bit darker than this in the summertime, like a shade darker, it makes me look a little ghosty. So if you have medium to dark toned skin, this is not a universal tint, just so you know. And the current conventional wisdom is that you need about a quarter teaspoon of sunscreen to cover your face and neck. This usually covers my face, and I just sort of dot it on there. See how it definitely has a color? That's not a universal tint. Stop it, e.l.f. e.l.f. is also a drugstore brand. And I just wipe it on with my fingers. I am a big fan of doing things with your fingers. Sometimes it gets caught in my little, see, look at that. That's not good. So, so that gives me some sunscreen. There we go. Yay. And there's a slight like blurring effect that the primer has so that I'm still a little bit shiny, but hey. You chose Sabrina over Riverdale? Brittany, Scott's watching Riverdale. I caught him the other day. I'm like, what are you watching? He's like, Riverdale. And I'm like, oh. I'm like, you are not, sir. Okay, so after my sunscreen, in the summertime when I get a little bit darker, when this gets a little bit ghostier, I put on a little bit of this BB cream, which is not really a foundation. I don't wear a lot of foundation, and if you do, you're going to need like a serious full coverage kind of a deal. See, I'm going to put a little bit of that on here because I do feel kind of ghosty in this light. It also has an SPF in it. Look, I'm so pretty already. Okay. Anyway, when I'm just going to be on camera, I will do a full face with foundation, and I use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. It's like $5. There's tons of high-end luxury products if you're into that, that you can do, but I don't because we've just gone over that. All right, hang on. I need concealer. And we're going back to e.l.f. This one, the e.l.f. 16-hour camo concealer. You need a tiny little dot of this stuff, okay? And it's another like $5 product. And all that I do, let me see if I can dot it on here. I've got like a little sunspot over here, tiny little dot. And you can use a brush or a sponge or a beauty blender. Another little sunspot. Covering it up. I don't even know what that red dot is in the middle of my nose, but we're going to put a little dot of something over it. I can't totally cover that. Oops, sorry, y'all. Now, I don't do the highlight, if you watch beauty gurus on like makeup channels on YouTube, they do concealer like all under the eye and down the nose and all over their face. And I'm like, why? But I just will do a little bit underneath to combat any like any purpliness. Just see like 2 dots. That's all I've done. And then just use my finger to blend it in. Again, you can use a sponge, but I find sponges like remove product. So I don't do it. That looks weird on camera. Hey. Okay. Okay. So we're putting it now. This stuff is sweat proof and waterproof, and it lasts through just about everything. You can ride all day long in this. I have gone to my taekwondo class and sweated for an hour and gone to the barn and done everything all day long, and I'm still like wiping it off with a cloth at the end of the day. I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe it's still there. You are in my way, little girl. This is my cat right here. This is my cat right here. Do you want to be on the live stream? Do you want to be on the live stream? Do you want me to do your makeup? I think you'd look good with a smoky eye. All right, hang on. Oh, I forgot to tell. I'm drinking out of my cup that Tabitha gave me. I forgot to tag her. Oh my god. Lauren's here. Hey, Lauren, I have put on my e.l.f. Beauty Shield SPF 50 and a little bit of our e.l.f. 16-hour camo concealer just on the little spaces that I need. Now, if I feel like I'm shiny, like I do right now, sometimes this is like, that's the base. That's what's happening. And I will just go out like that. I don't set it with powder or anything. But if I feel like I need a little bit of setting here in the middle, I'm warm in here. If I'm going to sweat through this, I'm going to prove to y'all this is sweat proof. Oh my God. So yes, we're doing our makeup. A question. I see? Oh no, I didn't see your video yet. Oh, good night, Autism Centaur. When I get off the live stream, I'll go check the video out. Thank you. Oh no, forgot what you were going to say. Pop your pelvic bone back into place. That sounds like it might be kind of satisfying. Before I set these eyes with powder, I'm going to put on a little bit of blush because I look pale. And this is a cream blush. I find that this stays on better than a powder blush. And you just like pat this right on the center. Going back on up here. Look at that. Look at that. Just a healthy glow. I look like a teenager again. Oh my God, my teenage skin. I took it for granted. Y'all, if you see my sunspots and all my wrinkles or whatever, I'm 47 years old and I did not use sunscreen soon enough in my life. I thought I didn't need it. I was wrong. I was wrong. Just a little bit of blush that doesn't make you look like a pale zombie. Lord, nobody wants to look like that. Well, maybe you want to look like a zombie. Maybe that's your aesthetic. I don't want to judge you. Okay. So if you're a newbie to makeup, generally liquid and cream products go on before powder products. If you put creams and liquids on top of powder, it makes them really yucky textured. You're not going to like it. You're going to have a bad time. So I'm going to take a brush. I've got my little Wet n Wild brush. I use this one for my under eye. A cracked rib. Oh, Lord. Yeah, right. What happened? Zadel? Was that a kick? So I'm dipping my brush in this. This is an under eye setting powder. Again, from e.l.f. Love me some e.l.f. And I got a little bit of powder on here and I just pretty much just on the center of the face and down the side. I don't powder my whole face if I'm going to the barn. Just enough to where we get a little bit of see how this is a little bit shinier over here. And then we've got just a little bit more. It's a little more civilized on the right side right now. Perfect. No. Leave away any excess, but these are the parts that usually get really sweaty right here. So I'm setting my under eye concealer and I am just sort of boop. So I don't like a lot of powder, especially because, again, we're going to the barn, we're getting sweaty. So if this light amount of powder sweats off, I can just dab it with my sweat rag and be like, okay, I'm good now. So there we go. We have set it with powder. What are we doing next? Bronzer. Don't recall getting kicked. I think you would remember getting kicked unless it was in the head. I don't know. Wow. Arnica cream, that is a good idea, Brittany, for just pains and stuff. You probably can get it in the regular grocery store. It's just a cream. Arnica is an herb. And okay, for equestrians, y'all. Everything is like, it's all worn off on this, but this is the Rimmel brand bronzer. This is waterproof and it has SPF in it. So this is my absolute favorite bronzer. Sometimes it gets hard pan a little bit and you have to kind of scrape it a little bit, but big brush for my forehead. So getting some product on there. And with bronzer, you're just putting it on. I'm going to put it on one side of my face so you can see the difference. So you're just putting it like where the sun gets your face. Bronzer kind of warms up your entire complexion, but you can see the difference from one side to the other. And it keeps your face from looking like one giant sheet of flatness. When you start applying face makeup like foundation and powder and things like that, it tends to remove all the dimension from your face. And part of what these kinds of products do is add that dimension back. This bronzer lasts even if you ride with a helmet. I have ridden for an hour sweating in a helmet. Yes, some of it transferred to the helmet, but I still had it on my forehead afterwards. I cannot recommend this Rimmel bronzer enough. Obviously, I love it. This is amazing stuff. I also use this as a transition shade. I'll get to that when I do eyes. Now, because I have a full face and I'm vain, I like to do a little bit of contouring. I do have a contour palette from Maybelline that I use, but since this stuff is waterproof, I prefer it when I'm like going to the barn. So I have a brush that looks like this. And then all this really does is give you a little bit of the illusion of a cheekbone. Like you've got that little sunken in face. See, look, I'm so fat. Look how thin I am. Fat, thin, fat, thin. You're judging me. You don't need a whole lot. Again, if you watch makeup channels, you'll notice like they do huge lines of contour and they go like all over their face. They go all in. And I just think that's a little aggressive. Sometimes I will contour down here because I've got my little jowls going on. And that try to give me a little bit more of a shadow under my face. We are already, I'm just looking healthier and glowier than when we started. Okay, that's my other brush. Again, all of my brushes are cheap. I don't think I paid more than $2 for a makeup brush. Emily's here. Hey. Meanwhile, I am burping. Emily, thank you for joining me and Cherry Blossom here today. Don't knock my light over, cat. I'm going to recap my routine real quick. I started with the e.l.f. Beauty Shield, and that is all I used for foundation. A little bit of e.l.f. Cream blush tapped on the cheeks. Some e.l.f. 16-hour camo concealer on some sunspots and a little bit under the eyes. And because I was a little shiny, I set it with the e.l.f. powder. I'm generally not a fan of powders in the summertime and going to the barn because even when it's cold, I end up sweating. I don't know about y'all. So what's next? What is next? What are we doing? We did blush. Oh, highlight. Everybody, I love highlighter, but I'm already kind of shiny there. So I don't really need to do that, but where's my thing here? This is actually eyeshadow. This is Maybelline Color Tattoo 24 hour. This is waterproof eyeshadow. Oh my God, that looks gold on there. It's not as gold. It looks like a champagne color in person. I just get a little bit on the tip of my finger. You can hardly see it. Just add a little bit more shine if I want to do the tip of my nose. But I generally don't use a lot of highlighter when I'm going to the barn because I'm going to sweat and that's where it's going to show up. Okay. It's going pretty good, Emily. It's going pretty good. It was weird tonight to be getting ready for the live stream and doing my makeup wasn't part of it. I'm like, oh, that's what I'm doing. If anybody has questions or wants a product recommendation, or if you have a foundation that you've found is totally sweat proof, or a tip like a primer that you use underneath your makeup that helps you from sweating it all off, please, please, please throw that in the chat. I tend to avoid luxury items because I just don't have the budget, but if it's a high-end item and it's worth it, I'm going to be in. So we've got the skin happening. This is my general going to the barn look. Now we can stop there and be done. And we've got our sunscreen on and our skin looks fresher than we started. But we don't want to do that. So here's actually 2 brow options. You know what? I might just do this since it's my waterproof look. We're going for a long, well, this is Maybelline Tattoo Studio Brow Pomade. It comes with a little brush. And this is the longest wearing brow product that I have personally used. So if you have really light brows and you like to fill in your brows, but they always come off at some point during the day, this stuff. So you've got your little spoolie that you can put you brush them up with, and then this end of the brush, the little angled end, you dip into the pomade and you just make your little strokes. I'm not going to do this one tonight, but that's my ultimate summertime waterproof brow. Tonight, we're going to go with, again, e.l.f. My e.l.f., these are $2 eye pencils. These are fantastic. And I use 2 different shades because I can't remember where I learned this tip. I think it was from Tati Westbrook, the Glam Life Guru. I love her videos. She's a makeup lady, if you don't know her. And I think it was her, at one time suggested for a more natural looking brow to use a lighter shade on this part of your brow and then a darker shade on the tail. And I love that look now. Every time I do like just one dark color on my brows or one light color on my brows, it looks weird to me now. So that is one of my tips. Okay. Are you serious? My cat. Cherry Blossom. Do you want to do brows? You want to do brows with me? This is her tail. I have a mustache. I mustache you a question. Hey. Scott? Yeah. Will you feed the cats? She's being such a pest. What? Will you feed the kitties?
Sure.
Cherry Blossom won't get out of my face.
Oh, baby girl.
What other beauty channels do I watch? I love Nikki Tutorials. She does some amazing artistic kind of stuff, which is she's totally extra, and I'm very much here for it. I watch Tati. I watch Emily Noel. I watch Rach Loves. I love, let's see who else. Nima Tang. She's great. She did like, I can't use the face product she uses because she's a lot darker skin than I am, but she does these really great eye looks and she really tests makeup out. So I love her channel and love her content. Even though we don't have the same complexion. Who else do I love? I'm not really a Jeffree stan, like Jeffree Star. I used to watch his videos, but I'm too old for that, I think. Oh no, do we have a spam bot? I just for your little booty. What are you doing? Bless your heart. Who do you watch, Emily? Or anybody else? What beauty channels do you watch? I'm gonna see if I can do my brows where y'all can see it. So a little bit of a line across the bottom. I wonder if we can we get any closer? Can I get closer to you? Let me see. No, wrong end. Hey. So can I do my brows on the monitor? Sometimes I will brush down and then do the top line. Okay, this is not working for me, is it? So there, got those. And then once I've done a top line and a bottom line, I just kind of fill it in all the way. I used to just fill in where I had like bare spots, but because the color of this is different than my actual brow, it looked patchy and splotchy when I would look at it, like when I would take a picture or look at it in different light. I'm like, ew. So now I kind of fill in the whole thing. So we can already see the difference. It's not too dramatic. Don't really watch beauty channels. Yeah, Jeffree Star is very entertaining, but I don't know. I don't know. Not totally sure. Oh, another channel. Let's see some more serious ones. Stephanie Nicole, is that her name? She works in the industry, and she has a lot of really great insight on products and stuff. For skincare, there's a channel called Gothamista that she has really great recommendations for like sunscreens and skincare. But if you want I would say like for the basic, if you don't know anything about makeup and you don't wear it a lot, I would watch Tati, Tati. She does great tutorials. She tests things out. She's entertaining to watch. I'm already sweating. Look at me sweating, y'all. But if you want like more artistic looks, go for Nikki Tutorials. She does really cool stuff. I'm loving her work. So that, and now I'm going to do the tails, the outside part, and we'll see how the brows come together. It's these lights. Do I have to open up? I might have to show y'all my butt so I can open up this window and get cool. Okay, here we go. Here comes the entertainment portion of the live stream. I can't believe I'm doing this. Okay. Okay, we can probably hear the rain now too. Yay. Watch Glam and Gore. Oh, I'm subscribed to her too. I don't end up watching a lot of her videos, but I really I like her and I like her content. Okay, maybe I ought to pull my hair up. That'll help me. Do I have anything? I hate to pull it up because I just washed it today. And when it's washed, the curls are so nice. Okay. Like before I have a couple days of like not washing. Okay. So doing the tails can be tricky. As you can see, it's kind of patchy and sparse. So I just usually I keep checking. I keep looking in the mirror and checking. Like I don't do too much. Just gonna. Now, if you have big, thick brows, you don't have this problem, then you can use something like, this is a clear mascara and brow gel, and you can just brush that on there. That'll keep the hairs in place. Also, you can use, to keep your brow hairs in place, just an eyebrow brush. put a little hairspray on the end of it. Spritz it with hairspray. Now you've hairsprayed your brows. Good for you. So that's looking pretty good. We got to make the other one match. They don't have to match totally. Brows are sisters, not twins. So we're okay. Fine. I never used to do my brows. I always thought it was obvious. Of course, I had really thicker brows when I was younger. Okay, cautionary tale, young kids. When I was in my 20s, this was in the 90s. Remember when Madonna and all the supermodels had those razor thin brows? Well, I let a hairstylist talk me into plucking mine until they were down to this tiny brow. I had the thickest, most amazing Brooke Shields, like Cara Delevingne, if that's how you say her name, I don't even know, but like these big, gorgeous brows. And ever since then, like this is as much as I've been able to grow them back. And if I could go back in time, I would slap that lady and tell her. She also taught me into piercing my belly button, but she wasn't like a reputable piercer. She just did it with one of those ear piercing guns in my belly button. And of course it got infected. And so like questionable beauty decisions I made in my youth. I actually probably should do those a little bit darker. I don't know. No, they're looking good. They're looking good. Don't mess with it, Michelle. Don't do it. So already we're looking cuter than when we started. At any point in the beauty routine, you can be like, well, I'm done. I'm going to the barn. Sometimes I do that. I'm like, all right, I'm done. So that's my e.l.f. $2 eye pencils. One is in taupe and one is in deep brown. Okay. It's time for eyeshadow. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. What are we on? 10:30? Okay, shh, breathe. Okay. We'll do the unicorn eye first, and this is the palette I use for that. It is a Maybelline City Mini palette, and generally the color scheme is teal and purple. This one's obviously very well used. She overwaxed them. Ugh. See, yes, it's so brows don't grow back like other hair on your body does. Tiger Balm. Oh, Tiger Balm, that'll do it. Brittany, Tiger Balm is like icy hot. It's an analgesic or Bengay. You like rub it on your skin and it kind of heats it up a little bit. Don't be mad at Sabrina, Brittany. Okay, so to start out, when you're doing your eyes in general, you want to do highlights on the places like the lid and the brow that are sticking out a little bit more, and then deeper colors in the crease. This gives the illusion of more dimension. Like right now, my eyes look really small and boring, but when we put some makeup on it, it makes them look larger. It makes them pop a little more. Plus, whatever colors you use, depending on your eye color, can really bring them out. Using the opposite colors of your eyes, like if you have brown eyes, using blue shadows can really bring those out. If you have blue eyes, using like brown or green shadows or dark shadows like that can really make them pop. Like when I do a warmer eye, my eyes really look blue. So I am going to start this. Let me pick out my brushes that I'm going to use. All right. I've got some eyeshadow brushes here. Use that one and this one and more if I need it. My mug of brushes. And again, I don't think I paid more than, where's my thing? $2 for a makeup brush. So the first place I start with a brush about this size. This is a Wet n Wild brush, so it's kind of fluffy. And we're going to put our transition color in our lid. I'm going in with this. It's hard to tell what even color it is. It's like a very pale, it's just a little bit darker than my skin tone, actually. So I'm going in with that, and watch this. See the powder that comes off? If you don't knock the powder off your brush, it's going to fall down onto your cheeks, and nobody wants that because then you'll have it all over your cheeks. So right on this part of my eye, back and forth, back and forth. Hang on. And this, you don't have to do this with brightly colored shadows. You can do this with browns. So you would take like a light brown and start it right here. And I'll bring it all the way up just under the brow. I'm going to add more to that, but before we get too far, I'm going to take this very, very light shade here and highlight the brow bone. Again, tap, tap, tap. Just under the brow. Oh, I need a mirror for this. Hey, just under the brow. And this makes that pop a little bit. Some people like to do inner corner highlights. I do that sometimes. I'm not sure if I really like how that looks. Just a little bit of that color in the eye. So I've got some transition color here and I've got some on the eye. We're not looking too dramatic yet. Nobody panic. Really dark, deep blue eyes. Nice. That's a good color to have. All right, let's add some more. Deepen up the crease here. And also I bring it all the way up under here. I don't just go in the crease. We're going to bring this color all the way up there. Did you finish your dinner, little bean? Cherry blossoms back. So I'm using very light motions. So you can see the difference between this eye and this side. This one has just a little more dimension now, and the brow bone pops just a little bit more. A lot of times, sometimes I use a darker transition color, but this one's nice for this. Okay. Next, I am going to go in with this teal color in the crease. Do not be afraid of bright purples, bright teals. It's all good, y'all. So now I'm going to use, I'm going to use the big one. I've got two different eyeshadow brushes here. One's a little bit like a sort of medium size. Now these aren't like the fluffy brush I used in my crease. These are a little bit denser, and these are for packing down a little bit more color. I'm going to use the smaller one. Make sure there's no weird colors on it. And then I'm going to go right into the teal. I'm going to saturate that brush, knock off that extra, and don't go nuts yet, but pat it, tap it all over your lid. Oh, you know what? I do need the bigger one for this. Hang on. Let's do the bigger one for this. Let's do it. Okay. Getting some color on there. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. For starters, I'm tapping it on here. I did not put any primer on my lids, y'all. I'm dumb. I got so excited. If you want your makeup, your eyeshadow to keep from creasing constantly during the day, use an eye primer. The one that I use is the Milani eye primer. This is like $6 or $7, I think, and it lasts forever. I probably won't put any on the other eye now, especially since I'm just going to wash this off after the live stream. But this is an important step, especially if you want your makeup to last all day. If you've tried wearing makeup before and just like 2 hours after you put it on, you get that crease on your eyelid and parts of it start getting patchy, this helps prevent that 100%. So there we go. And you'll have to keep going in. Like, obviously, we're not done. So. And for this look, I'm going all over the lid. I'm going to put a highlight color on top of the lid. But for now, we're just getting in there. We did a windshield wiper motion with the transition color, but with this lid and crease color here, we're more like tapping it in. Already I'm dramatic. I look like I belong in the 1970s. It's patchy right now. This is why people buy high-end eyeshadows, by the way, because you don't have to do as much blending. There's not as much patchiness. Okay, now I want to go to the smaller brush to get a more precise application. A larger brush covers more area, but this one gives us more precise color application. I am staying on my lid, but I'm taking it up a little bit into the crease as well. I don't go too far out to the side. I don't feel like I look great with big like cat wings on my eyes. Okay. I seriously want this darker. That's another reason I don't do my makeup every day is because like being this extra takes time. Okay. So building it up, building it up. If you mess up or go too far in one direction or the other, you can go back in with your transition color and soften up those edges and make it just a little bit better. So I'm also going to take the brush and sort of try to blend out that edge. I don't want it to be too harsh. So I'm actually taking it up just a little bit under my brow bone. Okay. Looking better, looking better. I can take forever doing this step, by the way, so I should probably quit. We're going to stop there for now. Don't panic. We're not done yet. Hang on. Make sure you get coverage everywhere you're going. Okay, now on the bottom lash line, we're going to do purple. Gonna do purple here. And I'm just going to use this purple right here that is in this palette. And I'm using this one on a very thin, almost like a liner brush. And then, I did not tap. You have to make this face. A little bit on the under eye. That's bringing us some dimension. Take it under just here where you've got the teal shadow. My hair's coming down. Boop. There we go. Okay, now. Now we want to add some pizzazz to the middle of the eye. There's this color that's already in the palette, but it doesn't pop as much as this one. Let me show you my favorite silver shade. This is the greatest thing. If you want a dramatic silver shadow, I got it on clearance at Target. Is this L'Oreal Infallible Paints? And they have these single shadows. This is the one, aluminum foil. It is bright. So we want to see how flat my eyelid looks here. We want to bring the center out and highlight it. So I've got some, look at that. It's so pretty. We want to tap that on the middle of the eye. See how it brings the eye, it makes the lid, gives it much more dimension. So I've just put that on and it makes it look like there's light shining on it. It makes my eye look bigger. And then at this point, if you need to go back in with your teal color or whatever color you use can use blue, you can use green, you can do whatever you want in here. I'm about to have to get another one of these palettes. But if you're having trouble, if your silver part doesn't look like it blends very well, then you come back in with some of this teal and blend out the edges. See? Okay, now for liner. This is at the point I would add liner, and you can do one of two things here. Oh, I love this so much. So for liner, where's my other one? If I want to stick with the color theme, I can just do a, this is a teal liner. What eyeliner does is emphasizes your eyelashes, your lash line. So you can use the teal that would match that, but often I just use a plain black pencil. This is Maybelline Lasting Drama Waterproof Gel Pencil. Once this sets, it will be on your face all day long. So hang on, let me grab my my little sharpener here. Okay. These are so soft, by the way. So you have to be careful. So I've got my little point here, and I try to put my eyeliner as close to my lash line as I can. I don't do a thick line because that takes up that lid real estate. I want you to see the color on my lid. Oh my God, this is like melting under these lights. Why are you like this? Where's my, okay. Oh, no, I can't reach. I'm trapped. All right, hang on, you guys. I have to look at my beauty again. What is this? I'm going to show that one. Okay. Send me a picture of this look you can finish. Oh, yeah, sure. Yes. And I am a big fan of not being afraid of using color, not being afraid of, why is this so soft? I love this eyeliner, but it's so soft. Okay. And I'm going to do a different look on, I know it's only 15 minutes, but we're going to do another look on the other eye. So I'm not dragging the liner across my eyelid. I'm kind of dotting it. Little tiny dots. And then you kind of blend them together. It depends on your eye shape, whether you want to add a little wing out at the end, extend it out just a little bit. So the line should be a little bit thicker, but see how it just sort of emphasizes your lash line and gives your eye just a little bit of definition. See, when I was first putting on the teal shadow, you were like, oh, what's this going to look like? But not bad. Okay. So that's all I've done for liner. It's just a little bit of a zhuzh on the upper lid. And then mascara. This one is not waterproof. This is my favorite waterproof mascara. It's Wet n Wild. It's like $4. It's the Max Volume Plus. This is the only one you should buy. Don't buy any other Wet n Wild mascaras. They're garbage. This one is good though. And it stays on, but it's not so waterproof that you can't get it off with a makeup remover. For the non-waterproof, my favorite is Lash Princess. I think you have to get this at an Ulta. I don't think they sell these at Walmart or Target or anything, but it's only like $4 or $5. I like the green one, the False Lash Effect. Hang on, I've got to. I'm not sitting well. Hang on. I have my legs crossed. I'm going to get in so we can see some mascara happening. Don't pump your mascara wand. It just pumps bacteria into it. And you should replace your mascara. I did not curl my lashes. I'm fired. Eyelash curler. This looks a little bit like some sort of torture device. It's not. I do it a couple times, get the bend in there. Okay, now let's do some mascara. I don't wear false lashes. I can't put them on. I'm dumb. I try. I have lashes. I have lash glue. And every once in a while, I say, I'm going to do this. I am going to do false lashes. They're going to look so good. I'm going to be so pretty. Again, you have to make that face. Second coat. I always do 2 coats. Oops, and then I looked up too soon, and now I have mascara under my eye. Don't do what I did, kids. If you find your lashes are too clumpy and weird after you put on mascara, that's what this little doodle is for right here. It's an eyebrow brush on one side and an eyelash comb on the other, and you can use that to separate out any clumps and weirdness. So this is this look. You've got a little bit of a brow highlight, a transition. It's a pretty easy look when you think about it. A little bit of purple underneath the eye. And that is that look completed. So for this side, we're going to do my Centaur makeup. And with this one, what palette do I want to use? Where's my, I'm going to use, where'd it go? I'm going to use this palette right here. And this is a little bit different. So we go back in, it's the, we start the same way as you did the other one. It's actually pretty similar. It's just different shadows and application. So I'm going into the transition shade, which is this really light color right here. And then we're gonna just do the same thing as the other one. All the transition shade does is give your eyes a little bit of dimension, and it helps blend your lid shades and crease shades and brow shades. It gives them sort of a middle. God, the kickback on this is insane. It helps make it so there's no harsh edges between the two. And again, you should prime first. Prime your lids, a little tiny dot of eye primer. Okay, now we want to do the brow again. I've changed my brush color. For my brows, I have this little angled brush, and I like to do my brow highlights with that. So now I've got this nice shiny white shadow. And that just brings that forward. You can do a little bit of inner corner highlight if you want. Hang on. That's dramatic. Okay, I think we're done with that one. So after I do my brow, I like to go back in with the transition color. And then now we're getting dramatic. Hang on, I need a different brush for this. Which one do I want to use? For this, I want to lay down color. Because this is a dark dramatic look, we're going to put black eyeshadow as a base on the eyelid. I know it feels super dramatic, but you'll be fine. What do I want to do that with? I think I want to do that with this little brush right here. This is really a liner brush, but it gives you a lot of precision. So there's a black eyeshadow shade in here. You can use the black as a liner. Instead of using liner, you can just do this. But I want to lay down some color all over my lid. It's going to look weird at first. Don't panic. Just like the other one looked weird at first. So I'm not going to go all the way up to the crease with the black shadow. I'm just going to keep it down on the lid so that when I put, I'm going to put color on top of this. And so where, did I get some black over there? Oh. So where the black shadow is, the color will appear darker, and then it'll give it a little bit more of a fade. This doesn't have to be too terribly precise either. Because this is just a shadow base. You can also use white shadow as a shadow base. Like if you want bright colors to pop even more, you can use white shadow underneath it, and that will help the color shine through a little bit better. I look sick. So that's all we've done. It looks terrible, but we're not leaving it like this. So like I said, don't panic. Okay. Now I'm going to take this gorgeous blue shade and put it on top. And where do we go? Hang on. We want to use this one again. This is my medium brush that I used for the teal shadow. Medium, densely packed eyeshadow brush. Again, Wet n Wild brushes. They're fantastic. Okay, so I'm getting me some blue on here. So pretty. And I'm just going to tap that all over. Tap it all over. So we cover the black that we did. But now I want to go all over this lid. I love that blue color. Okay, now I'm switching to my smaller brush because I want a little bit, we're going into the crease now. I'm going above where I put the black shadow. Oh, I love this blue. So now I'm extending it up beyond where I did the black. And for this, you want to use those tapping motions like you did on the other one. I'm already a little patchy, but we can blend it out. Don't panic. And we can bring it out a little bit more too. To blend the edges, you use side-to-side motions. To pack it down, you pat. It's already looking good. It's already looking good. Da, 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 da. Okay. I love doing this. It's fun. Okay. See, when I'm rushed, I usually don't do makeup at all. Because if I don't have time to sit here and play with it and have fun, then forget it. It's not working for me. Okay, you can extend the blue underneath the lash line for a color like we did over here. But instead, I'm going to use this dark purple that's in the palette here. So I'm going to use that. And get some on this little liner brush again. Oh my God, I've got fallout. Okay, over here on the edge of my eye, you can see where some of the shadow I didn't knock it off well enough. So I take this is like just a little brush and it's clean. So we can sort of whisk away any powder shadow that has fallen down below our eyes because that is not cute. That's not cute. We want the shadow to go where we put it, not where it falls. Okay. Now, to finish off the waterline, to finish off the under eye, this part of the eye on the inner rim is sometimes called the waterline. And that you can put eyeliner on and it gives you a different look. Where is my purple? Where is my purple? Here it is. And it gives you a much different look. Now, this is another one of those, this is Maybelline Tattoo Studio. It's one of those long-wearing waterproof gel eyeliners. And, but if I just put this on my waterline, it'll wear off in a couple hours. So what I do is I take my brush that I just used to put the shadow down, get some shadow on it. And then we do our waterline. Oh, I don't know if I can do that. Can I even do that? So see how it changes the shape of my eye? Look how different those two look. So get your eyeliner all in your lash line, all on that inner waterline. But now to set it, I'm going to take the shadow that's on this brush And I'm going to very carefully pat some eyeshadow onto that waterline. It gives you more of an edgy kind of a look. Look how different the two eyes look already. Oh my God. So this is my I'm a centaur. This is my I'm a fairy queen. But we're still not done with this side. We do want a little bit of dimension on this. So instead of using that really super metallic aluminum foil, I'm going to take this little silver shadow that's right here, get a little on my fingertip. It's not as dramatic as the other one. Hi. But just a little bit to give it some dimension. And again, I don't want it too much. So I'm going to, there we go. I've got it popped out just a little bit, not as much as this one. So for the top liner on this, we're gonna go black again, because once you go black, you never go back. I said it. Oh my God, I have fallout under this eye. Where's my brush? Find another one. So we're gonna, there we go. Okay, so black eyeliner. And this again just makes the eyelashes, the whole lash line, gives it some more definition. I do my eye makeup like this really super dramatic look. If I had a panic attack and I was crying and so my eyes are a little bit puffy or weird, if I don't look good at all, I'll cover it up with this kind of an eye look. There you go. There's a tip from your Aunt Michelle. Heading to bed. Oh, thanks. We're just doing mascara. I'm just about done here anyway, and I'm going to put some lipstick on. Your dog's name is Shadow and looking at your phone. Aw, your dog just knows a good makeup look. Lauren, thank you for being here tonight. Okay, I think I've used every color in this palette now. Yay! Now, again, we curl our lashes and add some mascara because that really opens up your eyes. If you don't do any other eye makeup, a coat of mascara can just make you look so much more awake and alive and interested in the world around you. Oh, there's where that brush went. Okay, I'm going to do my false lash effect again. Because this look is a little bit darker, the lashes won't show up as well, but it still finishes it off a little bit. And one more coat, even though I'm just going to take it right off in a minute. This looks so funny with two different looks. Experiment with the shapes that look best for your eyes, your eye shape. Some people have hooded eyes. Some people have really big eyes. Some people have small eyes. But experiment. Like, does the eyeshadow look good when you apply it out in a dramatic wing? Does it look good if you bring the color up further? Just experiment and live your best life, sis. I have a bunch of different lip colors. For shedding season, I really like these Super Stay Matte Inks by Maybelline. They have a weird texture, but they stay in place forever. This Kiss the Unicorn, it is a weird one. They sell it at Ulta. It's purple, but when you put it on, it's like hot pink. And it stains the lips, so it stays a long time. Other ones that are longer wearing and that are good for shedding season, Revlon, the Ultra Lip Matte Lip Color. This is not like a long wearing or a stay forever kind of thing, but it dries down dry, so it's not sticky on your lips. And when it's just about shedding season with our horses. And if you wear lip gloss to the barn, you're going to die. These Revlon cushion things. These are kind of new. I like these. It weirds me out. It's got a sponge tip. And that kind of weirds me out. Like, is it harboring bacteria in there? I don't know. But with several reapplications, these will stain the lips and stay on, and they dry down pretty dry. So I really like those. But since we're having fun tonight, I'm going to put on my favorite. This is the most high-end product I own. It's the Fenty Beauty Universal Gloss Balm, and it looks good on everyone. It's like $18 at Sephora. It absolutely looks good on everybody. I love this stuff. But we're getting to the time of year where I can't wear this to the barn because the moment I put a curry comb to one of my horses, it's just going to be covered with fur. So I guess oh my gosh, and it's 11 o'clock. That took me an hour. Let me recap for anybody who's still watching or anybody who wants to. We started with the e.l.f. Beauty Shield SPF 50. I added a little bit of the e.l.f. Camo, not like the beauty gurus do it all over my face, but just a little bit under my eyes and on a few sunspots I have. The e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. I put on a little bit of cream blush, the e.l.f. Peachy Cream Blush. I set just the under eye and the middle of my face with this e.l.f. Setting powder. Then I bronzed the perimeter of my face with my favorite, the Rimmel bronzer. This is like $4 at Walmart. Waterproof sunscreen. I also contoured a little bit under my cheekbones with it. If you want some highlight, I added, you can do, my favorite highlighters are these Wet n Wild highlighters for powder highlights. But if you want a long-lasting highlight, just dab a little bit of this. Color Tattoo, Maybelline. It's eyeshadow, but you can like, so, oh, there you go. And what else? After I did that, I did brows, and today's brows were the e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil, my little $2 brow pencils. I did not prime my eyes, but I forgot. But I use the Milani eye primer if you don't want your eyeshadow to crease. And then for my unicorn, my Fairy Queen unicorn look, I use the City Mini palette in Graffiti Pop. And I used the teal shade up here. I used almost all the colors in this palette. Except for on the lid where I used this gorgeous L'Oreal Infallible Paints. This shade is called Aluminum Foil. It's my favorite thing. And let's see, liner was the, we used the Maybelline Lasting Drama Waterproof Gel Liners. All of my makeup brushes are from Wet n Wild. And then for the Centaur side, a little bit edgier look, I used every color in the City Mini palette in Concrete Runway. And that one we laid down the black shadow as a base. I still have some fallout right here that I can't get rid of. I would probably add a little powder over that and like try to rub that off. But that's the look. And then on the lips, again, not for shedding season, but my favorite, the Fenty Beauty Gloss Balm. And that is our makeup look today. Thank you for joining my live stream. I love you guys so much. I have fun doing these. Thank you for showing up. Next week, I think I want to get back to, I want to make a mock-up of Dragon Wing saddle pad. I want to design my own. Oh, the lady that designs the Dragon Wing saddle pads is now in the Extra Equestrians group. So she's making them as fast as she can, but I want to figure out how to make my own. So I think next week for the live stream, we're going to be figuring out how much fabric we're going to need. And I'm going to have some practice fabric where I can cut out a mock-up and make it just so I can put it on my horses and look at what size it is and see what I need to adjust. So that's it. Thank you for being here in the live stream. You want to see the mock-up of the dragon pad? We're going to work on it next week. So thank you, everybody who showed up tonight. I love you guys. You guys are the best. Thank you for putting up with me and my hungry cats. And I'll see you guys next week or on my video on Sunday or in the Extra Equestrians group or on Instagram. Good night.